A livable city is a green city. It's a place where biodiversity and sustainability drives innovation. In search of inspiration for Canadian landscapers and horticulturalists, landscape trades journeyed across the ocean to uncover the creative solutions celebrated at Floriade. Floriade is an international exhibition and horticultural festival. It's held every 10 years in different areas of the Netherlands. In 2022, the Expo was located in Almere, about 20 kilometers east of Amsterdam. Open to the public from April to October, the festival highlighted innovative green solutions for creating healthy living and working environments. Niek Roozen, the lead landscape architect responsible for the overall green structure of Floriade, explains the importance of this year's theme.
This Expo, the theme is Growing Green Cities. And I think it's the best subject you can choose for this moment. How can green make our cities more livable? That's our subjects from nowadays. So that is what you can see here.
When Roozen and his green team of plant designers and tree specialists began developing their design in 2015, the first goal was to keep any existing tree that was in good condition. By saving roughly 3,000 mature trees, not only did their size help balance the aesthetics of adding large buildings, they maintained the biodiversity and temperature control that might have otherwise taken 40 or 50 years to grow. During construction, roads and bridges were laid out to accommodate these trees, even if it created additional costs. The team also added 2,800 trees to the area.
And we designed an arboretum, Green City Arboretum, and that's a collection of trees which fits in the theme of this expo. We planned them according to their botanical name in the alphabet. So we started with the A, the Abies, the Acer, and we finished with the Z, Zelkova sisyphus, and we planted altogether 650 different varieties of trees.
Once the living library of trees was established, next came the ground cover and garden beds. Throughout Floriade, Roozen's team planted about 2,000 perennials and 90,000 shrubs. The gardens, even in September, do not disappoint. Showy blossoms and vibrant colors are visible for as far as the eye can see. Garden beds are flush with summer flowering bulbs like dahlias, lilies, and many kinds of annuals mixed in with ornamental grasses and perennials. To preserve and enhance nature, the garden beds are up to 4 meters wide alongside roads, and they border 192 building plots. Roozen thinks landscape architects and urban planners should work together right from the start of any new real estate development. When properly planned, a green structure is the structure which will most likely be used for the longest time. That legacy is at the heart of Floriade. The Expo, which closed in October 2022, was designed to transition into a future green district in the city of Almere. Almere is the youngest city in the Netherlands. Up until the late 1960s, the area was roughly 5 meters under the North Sea. After the land was reclaimed, this fast-growing city has preserved large areas of nature, greenery, and waterways. Residents of the new neighborhood, called Hortus, will inherit the paths, gardens, and other green infrastructure that have been purposely designed to take center stage.
There are some pavilions which are so interesting now that the city would like to save for several years. That's interesting. If you walk around, you get already a very good image of the future neighborhood. The infrastructure, the roads, the lamps, but also the underground infrastructure, the green structure, 4 meters on both sides of the roads, that all will stay after the Expo.
So how much space does a community really need to have a sustainable ecosystem?
On this map, you see now a few elements, but one I'd like to mention, and it's a very big foot. This is the footprint of one person, my generation, 1 year. This is the space what we need to live, to clothe, to travel in 1 year time. We need about 4.9 hectares.
If the entire population of Earth continues in the same patterns as the previous generation, we'll need 3 to 5 Earths to sustain it. But we don't have extra Earths.
If we will divide the space, what we have, the available space, then we have to go down to 1.6 hectares. That's a big difference.
Roozen takes us around the Expo and shares some of his favorite pavilions that demonstrate innovations that might help people reduce their environmental footprint. The Natural Pavilion is an example of how circular construction and architecture can be environmentally inclusive. The building consists of 95% bio-based materials that originated mostly from the Netherlands.
Till now, the Dutch horticultural expos were always about plants and about the beauty of plants. Beautiful, of course, very nice starting point. But now we go a step further and deeper. It's also about materials. So this pavilion and the next one we are going to visit after this one, it's completely built of wood and all the materials are reusable, bio-based material, and there are very nice examples. There is an area where mushroom is making clothes. It's a beautiful and it's very nice material because you can use the material also for isolation or even building a house.
Outside the expanded view pavilion, Roozen proudly points out some of the more creative materials innovators have developed to truly come full circle.
I like this pavilion also very much, and also my children, because this is built by using 100 different bio-based materials. So circular building construction, a lot of wood, but also new materials.
These blue tiles are composed of many byproducts, including cellulose fibers from sewage sludge recovered from water treatment plants. At the end of their life, these tiles can be ground down to reuse in other biocomposites.
Inside you see toilet of this house, and the wall is also a three-dimensional printed wall, and as a material they use the toilet paper.
Similar to the tiles, cellulose screened from the sewage treatment process is combined with other biomaterials to form a paste, which can then be extruded from a 3D printer. The result is a material that's breathable, hard as stone, but with no negative impacts on the environment.
It's amazing how people are thinking about waste and how you can use that waste as a new material for construction. So if you walk through the house, you will be surprised what is possible.
Thoughtful use of ecosystem services has helped create a more comfortable living environment. Trees have been strategically planted to cast shade on the pavement during the hottest times of the day, lowering temperatures by up to 20 degrees.
Green can be very helpful to make your cities much more livable. And what we also did, we used quite a lot of plants, shrubs, perennials and trees which are edible for birds and bees, for people. There are areas with apple and cherry and pear. It's nice to live somewhere that you can walk around and in the street you are allowed to pick something.
The streets have also been designed to encourage future residents to walk or cycle. Shallow grooves run through the middle of the streets to channel away excess rainwater, but also serve another purpose.
The whole design is made also for people who are using a wheelchair. It's what we call an inclusive design for everybody. You can follow it. If you cannot see it very well, they can feel it. There's crossing, you know that. So there are different systems. All the slopes are not more than 2%. So it's very easy to use this whole area, for example, by a wheelchair or.
At a horticultural exhibition, You'd expect to see some glorious examples of greenery. There was no shortage of stunning displays, but when a 30-meter border of shrubs suddenly died earlier in the season, Roozen's team turned it into a teachable moment about the delicate balance of biodiversity.
This variety, the Aeonimus europaeus, was attracted just after opening in April for a special kind of moth. So within a few days, was completely, all the leaves were gone. With all kinds of webbing, it doesn't look very nice. So I said, let's remove it and plant something new. But at the other end, it was only this part and not the other 30 meters or that area. Because only this part is, this plant is the plant the moth liked. So we said, okay, let's keep it, explain what's happening here, and see how important it is to use different varieties of plants and different varieties of trees. After a few weeks, it's gone. It's the birds also they like very much, finally. So there were a lot of birds here. It's a very nice example about biodiversity.
The entire Floriade Expo was an homage to the future. There was hope in every bloom, every buzz, and every building that we might still make a positive difference in the health of our planet.
This Floriade Growing Green Cities, the theme is the best theme in the best location in the Netherlands now. There was not a better one to choose because of climate change, the amount of houses we need, the cities which are growing. So I hope that people will be inspired by what they see, that they believe a little bit more in the beautiful future, because we will have, of course, a beautiful future.